Hey everyone, I wanted to come on tonight and give you part two of of MS fatigue versus chronic fatigue. So when I first started this, talking about this, I gave five deficiencies. There were five things that we could be deficient in that might cause fatigue or that does cause chronic fatigue. And those things were iron, magnesium, potassium, vitamin D, and B12. So I have the other five because there were 10 total. And the reason why I even started it is because we struggle with fatigue so much. And then there are people who have chronic fatigue and aren't diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. So I wanted to see how that basically coincides. And I want to let you know of the deficiencies that people with chronic fatigue struggle with to see whether or not, if we make sure we put those things in our diets, would we have better luck with fatigue, if you will? Would it not be as bad? Hey, Laura, it's nice to see you. So hopefully it won't be as bad if we take care of some of the things that we should always get into our diets. So let's start with number 6 is complex B vitamins. Those are B1, B3, B5, and B9. And if you have a deficiency in this, you say you've been doing nothing but sleeping the last 2 days. I wish I was sleeping the last 2 days. But then again, we got to be careful what we wish for. I hope you're getting rest. This is specifically about people who have chronic fatigue because, we get fatigued so often with having MS. So I thought to myself, if there are people who are told what they're not doing as far as medicine was concerned, hi, Rebecca, what they're not doing as far as foods are concerned, and what they're not doing as far as making sure that their fatigue goes away. I was wondering, hey Anthony, I haven't seen you in a while. I was wondering if we could kind of reverse all that fatigue that we have with MS. So people who have chronic fatigue, they have a deficiency with complex B vitamins. And these deficiencies lead to them having the feeling of pins and needles. Pins and needles on their arms, their legs, their feet. And that was kind of an aha for me because we as MSers, we get pins and needles. We get pins and needles and numbness and all of those things. So to see that if you are deficient in complex B, that people who suffer from chronic illness or anybody might also get those type of symptoms. I was like, what can I eat to make sure that I'm getting the right amount of complex Bs? And they said chickpeas, which I love chickpeas, but broccoli, Brussels sprouts, leafy green vegetables. So, how do you know which is which? Exactly. That was my thing. I mean, so for me, Laura, I thought, I know that I'm diagnosed with multiple sclerosis because I had the MRI. They've seen the lesions, and but to be honest, I was like chronic fatigue and fatigue with the MS. So I wanted to find a way that I could kind of fight the chronic fatigue. So make sure that you get enough of your complex Bs. And again, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, green leafy vegetables, and chickpeas. And that's just a few of the foods that they put there. The seventh thing that causes chronic fatigue is a deficiency in antioxidants. So, in antioxidants, and that is good that you take B12. That's good that you take B12, Anthony, because that was one of the things that people who have chronic fatigue were deficient in. So taking B12 is one of those things that can help fatigue. With the antioxidants, if you have a deficiency in that, you are going to have inflammation of your joints, vision loss, you're going to have immune deficiencies, and possibly get heart disease. Now, the thing that was ironic when we talked about this on part one was I found out that the immune system with MS, there are, well, of course, we know that the immune system is kind of working against us. So the immune system having that issue of not being able to work very well or being bad is that, or being low, is what causes flare-ups. I didn't know that. And maybe I did know it and was just put another way, but the fact that the immune system being down, like if we don't get enough sleep, or if we aren't getting enough vitamin C, if we're getting ill all the time, that can cause flare-ups. So you were very low on your vitamin D, and your B12. I hear that a lot of people are low on vitamin D, but yes. So Laura, as you see, he said that the B12 does help. You've been low in potassium. Laura, this is, look, potassium was one of the things that caused chronic fatigue, was a deficiency in potassium. So again, if we're up on our potassium, will it help with our fatigue? And that's why I even went this route, because I was like, chronic fatigue and MS, because we have fatigue with MS. So with potassium, you can get through bananas, sweet potatoes, spinach, oranges. I mean, any of those things. And it's also important for muscle health and nerve function. And with us and nerves, it made me think a lot about holistic medicines, or things that help you just your whole body, and food can be that for us. I'm not saying not to take the medicines. I laugh at that because there's a medicine that my GI doctor put me on, and I just told my mother he's got 2 more days, and if it makes me feel sick, I'm not doing it. I'll go. If they don't want me to eat certain things, I'll go that route. But as far as MS is concerned, there aren't any medicines that I feel mess with me. But I wonder if eating the right things, putting the right things our in our diet, whether or not that would help. And yes, bananas, definitely. I love bananas. And you get a lot of potassium from that. So I'm really curious about this. So I'm going to start adding certain things to my diet. But with your antioxidants, if you add milk or seafood, lean meats, kiwis, mangoes, and nuts, and you should be able to, yes, I'm making sure my notes are right, but you should be able to increase your antioxidants. Yes. Okay, the next one is calcium. And I was like, yesterday I felt like I had a problem with dairy, but to have a deficiency in calcium, you're going to have a lack of energy. Isn't this ironic? I mean, they have chronic fatigue. I'm sure it's lack of energy. We have lack of energy and problem with our fatigue, but also it says insomnia. And I had crazy insomnia last week. In fact, this week I've been taking Tylenol PM or yeah, Tylenol PM, and I know I shouldn't, but I kind of wanted to go sleep. So I've been taking that. And I was like, seriously, does it cause? Yes. Yeah, so deficiency in calcium causes a lack of energy, insomnia, dizziness, Laura, dizziness, lightheadedness, and brain fog, which is a lack of focus and forgetfulness. And Anthony and Laura, those are all symptoms of MS. I was like, wait, that, of course I'm dizzy and insomnia and the brain fog, and that's all MS. So I'm just like, so if I put these nutrients back into my body, like milk and carrots and sweet potatoes and broccoli, will that help me any? And I'm not saying it's going to cure it for good, but will it help with some of the symptoms? And you said those are your worst symptoms. Isn't that crazy? Because I'm just wondering if, I mean, you say you drink a lot of milk, and I don't think I get a lot of calcium. I'm not sure, I should check, out of almond milk. But that is actually the only thing. Yeah, that's actually the only thing that I have as far as calcium is concerned. That's if it gives me calcium. I do have a lot of sweet potatoes, but there are a lot of things missing in the diet as far as calcium, antioxidants, complex Bs. So the ninth one is omega 3s and omega 6. And with those, you could get, let me see in my notes if I put that down there. Well, it talked about having dry skin, brittle nails, and excessive thirst, and an urgency to urinate. And I, of course, thought about with MS, the urination and the constipation problem, or the problem that we have with that at times. I usually don't have, a big problem with thirst or anything, but I do have a problem with brittle nails and dry skin. You eat cottage cheese. I've just started doing that. You love cottage cheese too, Anthony. I've just put that back in my diet. I've just recently started to put that back in my diet because I was like, I can eat some fruit with my cottage cheese. And yeah, describing what you're going through. Isn't that crazy? That's so crazy, Laura, because I'm just like, what if, what if we looked at these two things that are so similar? I don't think they call it chronic fatigue, but I know we always have fatigue. So it basically is. But those people who just have chronic fatigue and not the MS, if if doctors are telling them, and I don't know if they are, that you need to make sure you get these things in your diet, that will also help. I'm just wondering if it will also help us, because the struggle with fatigue when you have MS is real. And it just feels like your body's saying, nope, I need you to lay down. Please just lay your head down. It's okay. You don't have to get that done if you just want to rest for a little while. And I'm just like, I just woke up, or all I did was walk out to the kitchen, get something to eat. I come back in and I'm tired again. And I feel so lazy at times because I'm not getting anything done. But at the same time, I have to give myself grace. And I think we all have to give ourselves grace, knowing that it's exactly what the MS is doing to us. Your nails are to the point, yeah, I cut my nails off today. I cut my nails off today because I was just tired of always snagging things because they would break. And I was like, I'll just wait to see if they grow and they get any better. But yeah, this was it really made me curious, all this stuff. So the last one are complex carbs. Is that correct? Did I do omega 3s and omega 6? Yes, I said the dry skin is what causes that. And that you can have, oh, there it is, meat, of course, meat, poultry, fish, nuts, eggs, and corn. Nuts, egg, and corn. And all that will help you with your omega 3 and your omega 6. So, for the last one is complex carbs, which I was like, see, carbs, aren't those the things we try to stay away from so we don't gain weight? Might be something there too. There might be something there. But if you have a deficiency in complex carbs, you're going to get headaches. Wait for it. Weakness, which we get, constipation, difficulty concentrating, which sounds a lot like brain fog. You wake up at 6 o'clock every morning and don't eat till night because it makes you fall asleep. Okay. You wait all day to eat, Anthony? That would make me crazy. Like, don't put any sweets around me if that's the case. But yeah, yeah, that sounds like a long time to wait. But it depends. It depends. I think I've done that before when I've tried to do fasting, but it's usually easier for me to do it the opposite way. I fast at night. So, but deficiency in complex carbs, it's going to give you again headaches, weakness, constipation, difficulty concentrating, which sounds like a lot of brain fog to me, which I struggle with a lot. And and then they say if you put brown rice in your diet, um, whole grain pasta, and that's that whole wheat bread. I'm not sure about the whole wheat bread. I know my mom also does a lot of whole grain bread, but you get mom's meals with your insurance. They are heart healthy meals. That probably is such a good idea. And even to think of, and I know you said for the heart healthy stuff, I'm wondering about even some of these meal plan things, Hello Fresh or all those different ones that they have on the TV. I wonder if there are ones where you could stipulate the type of meal you want. If you want veggie, if you're a vegetarian, or if you're vegan, or if you want Mediterranean diet. So Anthony, Laura wants to know how you do that because she's on medical and Medicare. You're on Medicaid and Medicare, Laura? Okay. So you out the stuff I won't eat. Oh, interesting. Oh, look up mom. He said to look up mom's meals online because he is on Medicaid. Okay, and I think I'm on Medicare. I always have to ask. The one with the red, white, and blue card. So I had just talked about that. I'm going to write that down as well. Mom's meals. Meals. They're very good. Okay. I did not know about that. Interesting. And I do want to correct myself real quick. With omega 6, the dry nail, brittle hair, excessive thirst, and all that, that is with omega 6 deficiency. Omega 3 deficiency is mood swings, depression, and insomnia. Once again, there's that insomnia. Okay, you're on both, Laura. Yeah, I'm just on the Medicare. Um, and I get SSDI, so they just have me on the Medicare for right now. They told me I make too much money for Medicaid. I don't know how I only get the Social Security from SSDI, and I'm just like, I think we have to look at that again, people. But that's what they tell me. So I am so glad to see you, Anthony, again, and Laura. So we have discussed, for anybody who is coming in, please go ahead and look at the notes. I hope the notes are in there because Laura and Anthony have given a lot of information here that I did not even know about. I didn't know about mom's meals. Yeah, I need to recheck that. I went there and I was like, are you serious? I mean, you guys are like giving me the life here. I mean, all of $16,000 a year. Yes, but but I should be thankful. I do get something. Some people do not get anything, and or did I say that right? Yeah, $1,500 a month. So yeah, my sister has sickle cell and she's really sick, but she had jobs that were higher paying. And I did not realize that, basically they take it from what you have, what you've worked. I'm 47, Laura. And they take it from where you've worked and things. And she gets so much more when she told me. I was like, what? I don't understand. Why do you get so much more than me? She was in banking, she was a manager, she was this, and I was a teacher. so so I guess that shows the difference. But yeah, it's not a lot, and and I hate that. So I think I'll have to step out on more faith and do things that is just more my passion, things more like this, and talking about MS. I've thought about, with doing this and maybe reaching out to like the National Multiple Sclerosis Society or even other, you know, other organizations for other chronic illnesses, and talking about having to walk through it with grace and glamour and grit. And so I'm hoping one day I get the I don't know what it is, but I just do that I go ahead and do what I need to do. I'm happy you came on here. I'm always happy to see you, Laura. But thank you. Thank you so much. I This actually is my happy place. A lot of times, like I had a really bad day and I was like, oh man, I probably shouldn't get on because I'm in such a crappy mood. But as soon as I get on, I'm like, oh, I'm like, hey guys. So, but I am going to check out Mom's Meals, Laura. You check out Mom's Meals too. Thank you for that information, Anthony. And we are all around the same age. Okay. So look at that. You're up in Ohio. And where are you, Laura? I'm in Charleston, South Carolina. And yeah, we are, wow, we're all around the same age and all have multiple sclerosis too. Huh, that I was just about to say this, Laura. Okay, so I was about to say, now that makes me really curious because I grew up in Indiana and you're from Illinois and Anthony's in Ohio. And you know, they say something about that lack of vitamin D, that, you know, we don't get a lot of vitamin D from the sun. And then that we're up north, there's supposed to be something about being up north and MS. I'll look it up and I'll talk about it because it really kind of threw me. I was like, so you're telling me I was raised in the wrong part of the country. That is crazy though, to look at that. We're all from the Midwest and right there, Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio. So I grew up in Indiana, but I will definitely look that up because now, and we're all around the same age. That is crazy. That's crazy. I'm putting that down to look that up because that just sparked my interest a lot. I think my doctor said something about it being a Mediterranean disease. And you were born in Iowa, born and raised. I was born and raised in Indiana. I just happened to move to South Carolina. If you see that number down there, Laura, Anthony's given us the number to Mom's Meals. 204 6111. So I don't want to cut this off, stop this feed until you've gotten that. It's 1-866-204-6111. Wow, amazing. Okay, and I got it down. I'm going to look into this, guys. Like, I don't mean to rush off, but now I'm interested in. I'm about to do a whole. I'm like, okay, I need to get on the computer and do this now. But I will be back tomorrow. Hopefully, I will do a live from being out. I'm actually going out, so I'm going to a food truck festival, and so I'm excited about that. Let's see if I don't say, "Oh, guys, I'm sorry, I can't go." That's what I usually do. So, but I will definitely let you know, and I will be doing a live on that. Make sure that I let you all know when I'm going to do that live. So I will be seeing you all soon, and I actually am going to look it up now. So I will see you all soon. Take care.